Hey there viewers, my name's Torinski and welcome back to another DCSS Sunday. Oops, also slipped back into my old nomenclature there, but that's fine. Today we're of course jumping right back into the usual routine, trying to get a win with every duty in the game. Where we last left off, we'd had a very successful Minotaur run. It was nice to return to something a bit more straightforward, at least for a run here or there. So yeah, today we're left deciding what we wish to do. I think today's going to be a little bit of a shorter stream in general, so I'm hoping that we can at least just get a solid run going. Or, you know, we can bumble our way through multiple character deaths. That always works too, because of course, who knows what the dungeon has in store. So without further ado, I guess let's just get ready to hop into it. Madison, you did good work out there, my friend. Okie dokie. Hey there, Billy. Thank you so much for the luck. I hope things are going well for you, my friend. Nice to see you. And what do we wish to do today? You can see I moved over to Formicid. I'm thinking that's where we're going to start for the evening. I mean, it's not exactly the biggest divergence from the tab heavy run we had last week. At least, you know, hopefully. Gozag willing, it goes that smoothly and we can just tab our way to victory. Wouldn't that be nice for a second time in a row? But they are one of my favorite ranger classes, and potentially we'll see the shining one early on, and we might get to go with one of my favorite combos. I really like Formicid archers under the shining one as a 15 runer. I find that they're super fun. You know, that holy triple crossbow tower shield combo. Nothing really beats that. So yeah, I think we'll try out that as well. You're trying a little Formicid hunter with a shield, seems interesting. That's exactly what we're hoping to go for as well. Yeah, I absolutely love it. Definitely one of the stronger characters a lot of time, or at least it feels like it once you get that initial snowball effect going. And as for a name, contrary to usual, actually did come up with something just moments before the stream. It's not amazing by any extent is what I was going to say, but that's not a saying. People don't say that by any means, but hey, it's good enough for me. So awesome. We'll of course jump right into most of the usual routine here, get our skills sorted, get our auto pickup all sorted out as well. Very unlikely we'll end up using any of those throwing items besides poison darts. Chances are I'll just end up tossing them aside, but you never know, and we like to keep our options open here at the very least. And last but not least, we'll get that jump created here and switch out the seed on screen, just in case any of you lovely folks want to join along on your end. See how you fare in the dungeon. Hey Eric, thank you so much for the luck. I hope things are going well out your direction. Thanks for dropping by. It's always nice to see you. But okie dokie, we are off to the races, and much like we did see last week, at least the start of the run here should be fairly straightforward. First couple of floors, at least one would hope. Otherwise, we are in for a bit of a struggle if we already start to see some difficulty this early on, but like I said, should be easy, right? Down to 3 health almost immediately. Well, great work, me. Just brilliant start here. Oh, and not dig. Let's swap over our quivered ability here, and I'm hoping if I can at least kill this son of a gun. Oh boy. Well, that is a fantastic start. I mean, hey, now we don't have any pressure to form a streak. Now the jitters are out of the way. Lost my ability to speak for a moment there as well. So perfect. Exactly as we wanted it to be here. And we'll just go through all of that again. It's very rare that floor 1 immediately punishes even the slight amount of hubris that had built up. But hey, it's good to keep us on our toes every once in a while here, so we'll swap out that seed and let's try this again. And this time we'll make no bold claims over our abilities to make it through. I mean, we were definitely kind of flying by the seat of our pants there. Trying to fight 2 enemies at once is generally not advisable. I just thought that we'd have the damage output to kind of get away with something there. But now we'll go back into a bit more of the usual strategy here, and let's actually think about our actions. I guess maybe that Minotaur run did more damage to my mental than I thought, because now I'm just assuming that every fight is gonna be no problem. It's gonna be perfectly fine. Just dive right in head first. Never a doubt in my mind. But there we go. This is looking so far to follow the more usual progression that we're used to, so that is fantastic. And floor 2, of course, holds no such promises, and who knows what we'll be dealing with here. Hello? Is this maybe an altar at the back? A faded one, but an altar nonetheless. Unfortunately, 2 out of 3 options we've already won with, so probably gonna have to just leave that one by the wayside for now. And now I've also suddenly gone a set of hiccups, so hopefully that it's pretty quick here. I've had my work cut out for me in the past with bad hiccup attacks on stream, so I'm hoping that this isn't a precursor to another such event. But of course, we'll leave Sigmund alone for now. Definitely not quite at the point where we feel comfortable beating that son of a gun. So we'll just hopefully be able to ignore them as we finish off the level. Ooh, a weapon shop though. Oh, you do tempt me, game. But no, we'll leave it for now. Good reason to potentially come back and take care of Sigmund at a later date at the very least. And, oops, let's not dig, but instead switch over to our bow once again there. Oh no, not like this. Okay, we get Potion of Resistance, and what's my other one? Potion of Berserk. Well, it was fun while it lasted, Aunt May. Seemingly we are just completely cursed this evening. I mean, that one I feel a little bit better about. Some unfortunate rolls on the poison from our adder friend. I'm trying to think if there's something I could have done to potentially change the outcome, but unfortunately, sometimes that is just how it do be. Oh man, maybe when my heart was telling me that we only had time for a short one today, it was actually trying to warn me and get me not to engage today, because maybe it's just not my day. But we'll give it another try here and see if we can't potentially make some amount of progress, like making it down to floor 4. Imagine that. Wouldn't that be incredible? So we'll give it another shot here one more time. Yeah. How could it possibly go worse than the last 2? I mean, technically, we improved on that second one over our first, so maybe, just maybe, it's a bit of an exponential curve there, and this one will make it all the way to the end if we're lucky. But again, don't want to jinx anything or make the game think that we're taking it lightly by any means. I'm also going to change over my quiver now before I inevitably forget again and end up unsheathing my mandibles in the middle of a near-death situation. So that should be perfect. I mean, first floor is going a lot smoother. We're killing basically everything on the first hit. So maybe that is the fortunate precursor to how the rest of this run is going to go, or at least the start of it, since that is likely all we'll have time for today here. But awesome. Down to floor 2. Gotta celebrate the small victories. I'm sad that we'll never get to figure out what that weapon shop that was by Sigmund had in it. That's always the worst part about losing characters. It's not the effort and time that went into getting them to that point. For me, it's generally not figuring out what the rest of the dungeon had in store. You know, to steal the phrasing from our usual intro. Okie dokie, this is definitely feeling a bit more like it here. We're not getting lucky with some of the other kind of bits and pieces of our kit that would be nice to have early on here. Specifically, I'm thinking gloves and boots. When you're a low AC character, which Formicid hunters definitely are, since we're not able to switch over to anything heavier quite at this stage in the game, it can be really nice to get those little odds and ends, those little bits here or there that make a huge difference. But upon seeing a buckler there, we'll definitely start training a bit of shields. It shouldn't take too long to get that to the point where we can immediately swap over to using that buckler. And we'll definitely plan to do so as soon as possible. I mean, I probably didn't need to take that many steps. I saw that we had an enemy creeping up on us from behind, so thank you, Formicid Antenna, for that little bit of foreknowledge. Okay. Oof, I really needed to kill the gnoll on that turn. Well, guess we'll just keep burning through all of our resources here. Another curing. Doesn't quite do it. I think I might have been getting poked from afar by the spear. Oh man, what is going on today? I mean, we maybe got technically a little bit further than our first two attempts, but not by much. And at this rate, it will take us a lifetime to beat the game. So, oh man. I mean, this one, if we want to do little debriefings just to think about our issues here, I think as soon as we saw the gnolls, probably should have ran away. I also technically saw that enemy coming around, ended up being a jib, but we saw their, I guess, shadow through our antenna sight there earlier than I reacted to it, so probably kind of did that one to myself. But jeez. Also, hello, Save It. How's it going? Been a while, my friend, but nice to see you. Hey, Connells as well. Exactly. Just a nice warm-up. Another nice warm-up. You can never have too many warm-ups. That's what I've always said. So this one, though. This one we're actually going to try, right? Maybe? Don't know if I feel confident enough after those first few horrendous runs. Maybe hunters just have become the cursed start for me, because this is very reminiscent of when I was trying to force Naga Hunter to work, and it was just not happening, not even a little bit. But the difference, you see, between that time and this, is this time, that's all we needed. It was just a few moments, and now everything picks up, everything takes off, and this is going to be the run to remember. So definitely, yeah, we'll got that seed up on screen, because mark my words, folks, this one is going to be the one, really. It's the only possibility, right? Couldn't possibly die again, this time potentially even earlier than our last couple. That doesn't sound like a possibility we should entertain in the slightest. A rune helmet, wow, thanks. So, almost in the vein of what I was asking for last round, or last attempt here, but unfortunately, close but no cigar. So, we'll finish off the rest of the floor, still gloveless, bootless, you know the drill at this point. And fantastic. I guess resist corrosion, why not? Sounds lovely. And away we go. It's interesting seeing the stairs right next to our entrance. If there was ever a time that we could have tried to pivot into a speed run, I guess that would have been it, but can't imagine. You know, I was gonna say I can't imagine Formicids are great at speed runs, and they're definitely not one of the more often picked species for it, and I'm kind of curious why. I mean, stasis definitely sucks. Don't get me wrong, but you're kind of hoping on a speedrun to get pretty lucky anyway, and if you have to run away from fights, that's time you're wasting in many a way. So I'm not sure how much weight or credence to give over to that. The reason why I'm asking myself this is because as I was starting to talk about the subject, I realized that ants have the shaft self option, which probably is a bad idea, I guess, now that I mull it over slightly further, seeing as how you're leaving a bunch of unexplored floors, but would be quick. That much we can all agree on. I'm guessing that this has been thought of and experimented with time and time again, and so I wouldn't, presume that my infinite wisdom would be unveiling a unique thought here. But one can dream, and I'm pretty much just taking my mind off of the rough start there. Okay, I was slightly worried about the Dagger of Distortion, because, oh boy, wouldn't that have been on brand for how this evening has progressed so far. Immediate trip to the Abyss. I mean, maybe a dip into the Abyss and back is exactly the kind of luck reset that we actually needed, and maybe by avoiding just such a fate, I've actually doomed myself to an eternity of failed ants here, but who's to say, I guess. There we go. Oh my gosh, we're down to D4. It's a new record. I say as I immediately make the same mistake that I have done over and over again here today and tried to fight a bunch of enemies all at the same time, so that's not great. And ball python constriction almost getting me killed to an ogre. That would have been an interesting first as well. Oh, interesting. Really good mutations here with chugging a random potion, 2 AC, willpower, dex +4. Oh no. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm gonna survive long enough. Oh, 60% chance to hit you. I don't have too many other options at my disposal. We could try and read random scrolls, but we'd just be digging for fear. Unfortunately, blinking isn't an option for us. I guess I could keep chugging potions. Potion of Magic, great. Potion of Ambrosia, also great. I'll swing my bow like a staff. Come on, baby. Yes. Perfect. Never a doubt in my mind. Oh, what a start. I mean, when you think about it, maybe, again, it was all predestined to happen here. We did get those mutations out of it, which are going to be very, very handy moving forward, as long as we, live long enough to see that become an option for us. Just need to kill our ogre friend here. Fantastic. And beautiful. So yeah, that little bit of extra dex, good damage. The willpower is the thing that I'm most happy about as well. Ooh, +5 ring mail. Now that's a potential option for us. That shouldn't take too long to get up and running. Always give it a try here. And in fact, let's check it out now. We're at attack delay of 1.2. If I swap over to this, I'm still at 1.2. I guess we do have a lot of strength, especially the +7 strength on the armor. Bit of positive energy too, definitely in dire need for that here today. So that's perfect. And yeah, I think I'll buy the buckler. I do want to see what this artifact leather armor is, but it seems like a pretty safe bet. Go with buckler for now. Our ring mail will keep us tied over for the time being here. Hello, my friend. I'm just gonna leave you on your own for now, and hopefully we can gain a little bit more damage before we have to face off against that son of a gun again here. Oh me, oh my, what an exciting start to the run this has been. Ooh, and a longbow of freezing. It's very interesting here. We'll need to get up to 18 in bows, or in ranged rather, for min delay on that. But that's a very likely candidate for the near future, especially just having a longbow this early on would be pretty swell. I do also want to check Buckler doesn't currently slow down our attack, so we can pretty safely swap over to that son of a gun. And what else did I want to do? Right, let's change our skill cap here just to account for that longbow. Okay, and then the goal, Torinski. Let's stay alive, shall we? Lovely little disco floor going on there. Love to see it. Okay, that could have gone much, much worse, but fortunately don't have too many issues chunking through that scorpion. Ooh, and no idea where our icy friend has gone off to. But Fedhas? That's a pretty viable option for this character. And I was kind of torn as to who we want to worship here. The Shining one of my favorite go-tos for Formicid hunters, but Fedhas always works very well with ranged characters, so let's try that one on for size, shall we? And hopefully take care of that son of a gun now. Indeed we do, so that is perfect. And not too shabby, up to 62 gold, so we're slowly but surely eking our way to the spot we want to be. Okay, I can probably kill you before the rest show up. Could even try. At least that buddy has a polearm, so we could always retreat if things, you know, happen to go horribly wrong, take a turn for the worse. Okie dokie, well that is more like it here. We actually have a real run on our hands. Who could have seen that coming? But hopefully that early endeavor with the frog is about as bad as it's gonna get, at least for the near future here. Again, if we could just get this ball rolling, get this run off the road here, off the runway rather. I mean, that's not a great start, as unfortunately we've kind of clogged up our one stairwell down, but on the flip side, potentially we've kind of split these orcs up, and I mean, this orc warrior showing up here is a pretty good indicator that we may have been successful in that strategy at least. Okay, if I can kill the priest, not quite. If I can kill the priest, perfect. Then the rest of them shouldn't be too much of an issue whatsoever. I mean, got pretty stupidly lucky there to miss the orc that we were kind of shooting at and get the kill, but I will gladly take that. And not too shabby here. Take a brief look at or glance rather at my inventory there, make sure that we're not missing anything too critical. The Orc Wizard takes an absurd amount of shots to go down. Very grateful that we no longer have to deal with ammunition in this game, otherwise we would be in quite a rough spot at the moment, but as is, nothing we can't handle. Hello. This is still version 0.30, so the release that came just prior to the addition of shapeshifting, I guess. Ooh. And regen ringmail. So we'd go down 5 armor class, which is not great, granted. But I do love me some regen. We'll maybe at least think about it, though chances are we will end up just leaving that by the wayside for now. Also definitely grab a cloak. Again, each and every single point of armor class is going to be a pretty huge difference in the grand scheme of things on a hunter character.